Is this thing on? Okay. All right. Welcome. I am 2 minutes late. Well, technically, I've been sitting here for the last 6 minutes trying to, well, maybe it was 6 minutes trying to get this puppy up and running. But don't worry, we didn't miss anything. This was at, not 7:20. So yeah, big changes, a lot of changes. So yeah, new roommates moving in today. And then let's talk about today. So, it's supposed to be ab day today, which I need because I have been slacking in the areas of the core. Okay. And so I was excited for ab day. Well, apparently everybody on the workout team or group or whatever, most everybody wasn't going to be there. It was going to be me and one other person. And um, so yeah, the coach was like, "Hey, I'll just send you guys the workouts to do at home." And I'm like, "No." It's kind of I try to make it a habit to just go. It's like, why can't you cancel? Why can't you cancel it when I don't want to go? Like on Monday was a bad day, but they didn't cancel it on Monday. Of course, you want to cancel it on the day that I was literally getting ready. I was going to be early too. Um, so I was like, fine, I'll just go to class. And why? What's with all these notifications? Okay, so I was like, okay, I'll just go to class and then I'll just do the workouts that the coach sends at class. Well, where we're supposed to have class, it's outdoors at a park. So I drive through a bunch of traffic. I tried taking a shortcut way, which ended up taking possibly longer, and it was just really annoying. I finally get there. It's already like 6:39, or it was getting late. The sun's going down. I opened my car door, got a blast of wind. It was freezing cold, like felt like the temperature with the wind was like feels like 54, and I was like, no, we're not doing this. So I did not even step foot out of the car, opened the door, closed the door, and I drove home. So yeah, but it was nice because I got to talk to my sister a little bit on the way there. But she's married, she's got kids. She was trying to get to the gym herself, so that conversation was cut a little short, but it's okay. Um, so now I'm back. I haven't even changed out of my gym clothes because I didn't even sweat today. Just minus sweating in the car over the traffic. But other than that, it's been a decent day. With work, I spent most of my time trying to organize, trying to figure out what was going on in a case, which I figured it out, and I didn't really do anything else. And then, goodness, what else did I do? So I took Zazio to the park today again, and those same big dogs were there that were there, I think it was yesterday. Those same big dogs were there, and they were barking at him. But I took him in, and he was feeling a little bit more confident today. And so he actually went up to, I think the other dog's like a Mastiff slash, I don't even know what, like if it's a Saint Bernard something, I don't know. It's a big dog. And Zazio goes up to the fence, and he's like, running along the fence with these dogs, but he's kind of like running at a distance because obviously he's still kind of scared because they're big dogs. He's little. And so, but he was still playing. He was warming up to them because the first day he didn't even want to walk in that direction. Um, oh, goodness. So that was nice. Then, okay, so there's this dog. Actually, there's a couple of dogs that he doesn't like in the apartment complex. And one of the dogs I've been seeing out more. Maybe I'm just going out at the wrong times, but we keep bumping into this person with this dog, and I don't know what it is. Like, he's not barking aggressively, or like he's wagging his tail. Like, it's part. I think he's just overexcited. So I was walking him like maybe 10 minutes ago, 10 15 minutes ago when I got back, and this girl, she's walking the dog, and then we like come face to face almost because I was about to go that way, and then she was coming the other way, And it was like, nope, going back around. So yeah, it was just like, why do you have to? And here's the thing, I know that if they were met at a dog park, he wouldn't act like that. He wouldn't, because one, he can't act all tough when he's at a dog park, especially. It's always bigger dogs, not the little ones. It's always the big ones that he does this. And it's just like, why must you do this, sir? Because then every time I try to take him out, it's like, are we gonna bump into one of his little nemesises? So yeah, super annoying. But yeah, he's gotten better. He doesn't get hyper fixated and go straight into just snarl barking. It's just more over, I don't know. So he's peacefully chewing on a bone right now. So that's good. Yeah, so let's talk about the charts, because that's why we're all here, right? So yeah, right now, what are we looking at? Well, let's look at earlier. We've been dropping since 6 a.m. Yeah, I mean, clearly we're in some sort of a down trend. I mean, whoa, that just from the last couple of days. Yeah, we're clearly in a downtrend. Shorten this a little bit. I mean, we have been in a downtrend for quite some time, though, so that hasn't really changed. So if we do get a push back up, we could be looking at an entry to sell. Don't know how valid that's going to be. So right off the bat, so right before we closed, we did sell down quite a bit, just steady selling, and then we've bought up this entire time very slowly, kind of in a choppy sideways manner. Only I say that because there's a lot of bars within bars. So this one, that one, that one. There's a lot of sideways but still upwards movement. But I don't know if we're gonna get any sort of pullbacks before we continue. But I mean, looks good. Am I prepared to trade today? Yes. I mean, I wasn't prepared yesterday and I missed a good trade. Obviously, knowing my luck, I will be prepared and it'll be a bad trade, but that's just the way things go. So let's read our Bible verse for today. Where were we? So I feel like this is the same one I read yesterday. I read this yesterday. So this is Philippians 4:8 NLT, and it says, now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. What is the... And then this says Corinthians 4:18. Did we read that? This is 2 Corinthians. Yeah, we read 2 Corinthians. That was yesterday. So yeah, I want to actually look up how do I read the full chapter? Okay, here we go. So I want a different version. I want the King James version. Yeah, this is the verse. This is the version that I memorized from. So it says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. And I think this just goes back to what I was talking about yesterday, which was keeping your mind on good things, not all of these things, these worldly things, these things. Because let's break it down, right? let me go to a different version to break it down. Let's go to the easy version. So the easy version says, now, my friends, I want to say this to you. Fill your minds with thoughts about good things. Think about things that are true, clean, right, and lovely. Always think about things which people know are very good, which sounds so, I don't know. I feel like the King James version says it better. But yes, think about things that are true, right? Focus on what's true, right? A lot of times, and I heard this in a sermon once, but it was talking about like the lies that like the devil will put in your just in your mind, just like lies, things that are like, you know, you're unworthy, you're unlovable, you'll never be successful, you have no purpose, you're just meant to live and then die, you're not meant for greater things, all those kind of things, right? Why don't give any second thought to it. And I think there's a verse somewhere else that says, you know, take every thought captive. You have to take those thoughts captive and then lock them away, throw away the key. Don't focus on those things because they're not true. Then what was the other one? Clean. What is clean? I don't know. I feel like clean could have multiple I don't know, clean, but whatever things are clean, I mean, goodness, maybe pure, maybe clean is pure, like things that are maybe wholesome, not, I don't know, I can't really speak too much on clean. And then there's right and lovely. Honestly, just good things, happy things. I don't know. And it's so easy to get caught up in all of the negatives and all of the horror and all of that that's going around in the world today. But it's like, think about the good things. Just pick a couple of good things. Think about those. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I was talking about this yesterday, and in the context in which I was talking about it was, you know, be kingdom minded, right? And it's so easy to just get wrapped up in all the, for me, I'd say I get wrapped up a lot in what I don't have, right? So I'll be like, oh, I wish I had this and that and whatever, or this part of my life isn't just so the way I want it to be, and I think that's just part of the trap, because if the enemy can get you thinking about all the things you don't have, right, then what are you doing? One, you're not grateful for the things you do have, that's for sure. And it distracts you from your purpose, right? I could have spent all night thinking about just other things, to be honest, right? Like, I was minding my own business, and then somebody from my past had to come popping back up briefly, momentarily, but it was just like, I didn't need to see that. Why? Like, why? Why'd you have to show up, right? But, what was I even saying? I don't remember. But yeah, it's like, why'd that person have to show up? And I could have spent my whole rest of my evening just being like, annoyed with it. But instead, you know, keeping my mind on things above and not all of these worldly things, people, and just problems. So yeah. Goodness. You know, I'm down to the last 2 days, right? Well, the last 2 days in this week. And so I'm very curious as to see, you know, to see what becomes of this, right? Because this is about to be a sell in like 2 seconds. Give me a better entry than that. We're not entering 5 ticks into the move. We're not happening. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow, that's what I thought. Okay. This could still potentially be a loss or a really good entry. So, this is one of those ones where it's tough, very tough, because we're already up so high. Yeah, it's 6 ticks away from being a loss. Now it's 4. I think it's hiding it. Oh wait, maybe not. Okay, ignore me. I'm just gonna. I wanted a better entry, and now I'm not gonna get it because I was just trying to decide, and I think I just wasted too much time thinking about it. Yeah, I think I thought about it for just a tad bit too long. Um, yeah, because it was up at like 9 or something, and I was like, oh, it's about to flip, but then it didn't. But I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I wanted a good entry. This is a weird candle. This is a weird spot to be in. Yeah, I think we lost that one. Well, lost because we didn't enter, but I don't know. I wanted a better entry, and I was waiting for it, but then it decided to go left field. Anyways, we might have just missed out on that one. It's okay. Yeah, that entry was perfect. I hesitated, you know? I definitely hesitated. See, it came up to 9.6, so it was up here. And for some reason, I was thinking to myself, shouldn't it be creating, I don't know why I was thinking it should be creating something up here. I don't know why I thought that. But yep, there was your that was a beautiful entry all the way up here. Well, what could have been be unburdened by. Okay, so it was at 9.6. It went up to 9. It's at 9.7, so it's close enough. And then we should have exited at 56. Where's my 56? Yeah, honestly, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was bad because we didn't enter, obviously, but I still should have exited here. So that would have been like a 40 tick win. I didn't enter because I was waiting for a good entry, and then I don't know, I just kind of choked. That was not even good. It was not even good at all. Because I saw this candle, I'm just like, that's a stupid looking candle. It was a stupid looking candle. It was a stupid looking candle, but it was still good look. It still was good. So yeah, that's what you get when you hesitate. Honestly, this is why I'm supposed to be streaming this, because things like this happen, and I can come back and be like, why'd you do it, Lizzie? Why didn't you enter? Yeah, that's where we're at. See, 2, beautiful. What the heck? Yeah, that's on me. That is totally 100% on me. That is my fault. Okay. Anyways, Zasio seems very calm right now. He's like sleeping, which is unusual. Yeah, honestly, it was perfection. I can't even say anything else. It was literally, it gave me the most beautiful entry when it popped up here, which means that the risk to reward would have been peak, and yet for some reason I choked. I don't know why. I was just talking about focusing on things above it, and I wasn't even looking at the dollar signs this time. I wasn't even thinking about the money. I was just thinking, is this a good one or not? So yeah, obviously it was a good one, and I choked. Sorry about that. I really just need to focus on like taking the first one that I see. Like whatever it is, doesn't matter, just take it, you know. Only one. Because like I said, this is my second to last day. Tomorrow will be the last opportunity. And I've already, you know, missed so many this week. So we got about 30 more minutes of the stream left. Lovely. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Big changes. So let's talk about trading, because that's why we're here. And trading and faith, honestly, those two things, and they go hand in hand. And why are we here? That's exactly why we're here. Faith and trading. How long did it take me to get to this point? So yeah, wow. It's been a journey. I think the first time that this strategy started to be born was back in like June, I believe. Was it June or July? I know July was when, you know, some of this came about, but I think June was when I started to realize, okay, what am I doing wrong in trading? Like, what am I doing wrong? And you know, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, what? So I looked back on everything that I've done, and it's like, okay, the one thing that I do, right? The one thing that I've done in the past that's worked. Only one thing that's worked. And that's when I was trading the higher time frame. Why? Because I could set it and forget it. I could walk away. There were, like, I had parameters, and so I entered, and then I could walk away. And so having trades that I could walk away from was key, right? Because having this, like I was talking about before, having to show up. Oh wow, I did not see that coming. That's an entry. Nope, give me a good entry. Give me a good entry. We're not doing this. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I was not expecting an entry there, but okay. This is my second attempt. Honestly wasn't expecting it to create any sort of anything. Let me guess, we don't get an entry. That tracks. Sounds about right. Or it comes down, gives me an entry, and then it completely goes left field. That would track even more. All right, there we go. We're in for 2 because I failed entering the last one, so why not? Okay, so we're gonna put our stop at 58. 58.0. Why is this so difficult? Okay, so our stop's at 58. Oh, why are we at 20? Dang it. I thought I saw 26 for a second. 24, 29, and exit. Close position. I said close. Oh, sweet. That was 500. Okay. Ugh. I don't know why I didn't enter that last trade, but this one we entered and it worked out. Oh, thank the Lord. Okay, I was getting a little nervous there for a second. I was like, wouldn't you want to bet the one I enter is the one that goes awry? But no, it did not. And that was good. Wow. Okay, thank you, Lord, for that win. Yes, thank you. Okay, here we are. What are we looking at? Oh, you can see the number right here. Why was that stressful? That should not have been stressful. I think it was stressful because I missed this one. And so because I missed this one, the pressure for this one to go good or bad, it's a coin toss, right? And if this one went bad, I would be so mad because I'm like, you skipped the good one and then you took a bad one. And that's my whole psychology, is I skip good ones and I take bad ones, and it's super annoying when I do that. I don't know why I do it, but I do. And it's like, Lizzie, what are you doing? Anyways, so yeah, I only need to take one trade. I don't need to take a million. Why was that so stressful though? Seriously. Okay. What was I even saying? I don't even remember what I was talking about before I took that trade. But yeah, what was I saying? Gosh. I don't know. It's good. It's good. Oh wait, I think that's what I was talking about. I was talking about how I got here. So the best trades I took were ones that I could walk away, but every strategy I had didn't allow me to walk away. It didn't. They were all just super stressful. Boom, there's another one. Wait, there was almost another one. But yeah, it was just chill. I could literally take a trade, walk away, and just go about life. Watch that run to the freaking end. It doesn't matter. Okay. But no, it's just like, why? And so upon realizing that, I tried to switch to trading on a higher time frame. So I had this whole strategy, and I don't think it's still here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see if we can pull up this strategy. Everything is slow because I'm streaming. I think it's this. Well, look at my old strategy that I had. So it was on the higher time frame, and it was still too difficult to try to figure out what's happening and have a strategy that was just, that just worked. And so I was struggling. And then what happened? Yeah, so, and then what happened was, what did happen? So then I was like, okay, there's got to be something else I'm missing. So I thought back and I'm like, okay, so what was another time that I was trading and everything was just chill? And I remembered Renko. That was the other one I remembered. I was like, yeah, when I traded Renko, like, I wasn't stressing out. Everything was just chill and cool. So that's what I went back to Renko. But when I was trading Renko, I was trading on like five, what is it called? Like the hold on, let me say it right. Why did I remove the things up here? It just made it more complicated. See, symbol. Yeah, symbol. That's what I wanted. Box size. So the box size was 5. I was using a traditional, and the box size was 5, and there was about a 50% win rate. But it was just, I was sitting in the trades for too long. I was trying to dip out. wow. Okay, I was trying to dip out, and like it was just stressful. It was super stressful. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the box size down. So I took the box size down to 2, which is what it's at right now. But I was thinking it was hovering between 2, 3, and 5. 2, 3, and 4. So I took it down to 2. But then the problem was I was trying to trade during peak volatility, like when the market first opened. And so I'm trying to trade. I'm just like, what's going on, right? Because it was just, there was so much movement, like it was too much movement. And I was always getting like, I would get in the wrong ones. I wouldn't hold ones. It was a mess. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Okay. So 8 o'clock. Yeah. So I was trying to get in at like 8:30. So 8:30. So this doesn't look so bad, right? But you got this kind of bumpy, all this stuff, and there were no rules. It was basically just, just enter the first flip you see. So I would have entered this, took that, entered that, enter this, enter that, and it was constantly a back and forth, and there was no rules, no structure, nothing. So then I'm like, okay, well, I need a filter, something to filter it out. What was I using as a filter? So then I was trying to filter by chop sequence. That was my next greatest scheme. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna filter by chop sequence. So for example, when the market does something like, we just saw it, 1 second. This was earlier. Well, actually this happened many times. So something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So basically it would do 1, 2, and then I would enter on 3. So I'd enter here, but then it would be wrong. So then I'd enter here, and then here, and then here, and then there. But at that point you lose so many times that even a nice run, but the logic was clean, right? If there's a chop sequence, obviously we can't say this is clear chop, which means price is bouncing between this point and this point. So this is clear chop, right? But we have to break out eventually. So that was what I was entering, was based off of, well, we have to break out of chop eventually. So I was entering at the tops of here, hoping for that continuation. But if we're chopping, how do you know it's going to continue, right? Because here, if I enter after 2, you get 1, 2, and then you enter on the third one. Well, then you still got one more before it enters, or 1, 2, and you enter on the third one, you still got one more. And then there was one more. Was there? Maybe not. So I was entering during prime chop zone, was during the morning hours, because I'm like, oh, I'll just trade in the morning. But that's like the worst time, because price is like, oh, where are we going for the day? What are we doing, right? So here, like 1, 2, and you enter on 3, and that's wrong. And then you enter on this one, and it's sort of right, but then you enter on that. It was a whole mess. It was a whole complicated mess, and it was just too difficult. So then I was like, okay, well, we can't do that. That just isn't. And then also when I noticed, that's when I noticed that when you, like, for example, I want to mark this day, okay? Actually, I don't, because I don't want to go back just to prove myself. But okay, look at this right here. At Wednesday and let me circle this. Let me get the paintbrush. Let's circle this. Circle. Okay, now I want to lock it. So it shouldn't, oh crap. 2 seconds. Undo that line. Okay. No more brush lines. Stop. I can just go here. Okay, so that should stay here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's remember that 6. Let's put 6 right here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now let's lock this here as well. Okay, so we'll come back tomorrow and we will count this, right? Not even just tomorrow, but like we'll come back tomorrow and maybe even the next day and count this, right? Because there should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before it continues. So it continues on the 7th. It will consolidate. And this will no longer be 6. And that was the biggest problem I had, was what do you do when it consolidates? Because the number I think I came up with was like, oh, the most that it'll chop is 2, right? 2 was the average, but 2 was only the average because it was consolidating down to 2. This will not be 2 in 2 days from now, or probably even tomorrow it won't be 2. So I locked those 2 price so that it cannot move, and we can actually see, wow, look at how far up we ran. So we got a decent entry, but let's say we entered here, it ran up about 144 ticks, which is really good. That's really good, and we only took 30. So yeah, the point is that was my next phase. So we have 1, 2, so we have 1, 2, 3 if you entered on 4, but see, you never know how long it's gonna chop. How long are we gonna bounce around in a little range before we decide to move somewhere? And that's the key. You don't know. And then at that point, you're just guessing. Sure, you're taking out some of the guesswork because you've already identified a chop zone, but you're still putting in the guesswork to try to figure out when that chop zone is going to end. So that's the biggest issue with that strategy. So then what happened? I honestly don't remember. What did happen? What is our strategy? Oh, so then I slunk my way back to freaking the NQ. So this is my old strategy where I was trying to trade on like a 15-minute to an hour time frame. That was fun. Not really. So where is price even now? Wow. So last time I was in here, it was way down there. Okay. So yeah, this was my other strategy. I was using UT bot alerts, and I was like, oh look, it's beautiful, see, it buys up. Yeah, what about all this? What about the mess? What about that? So yeah, the UT bot did not do what I wanted it to do. And then, so that was my other strategy I was trying to pull up. But let me also pull up, let's see if I can find it, the Nikkei. Oh, the beautiful Nikkei. Open anyways. This is so then I went back to the Nikkei. This is how the strategy was born. I'm giving you the backstory. So I went back to the Nikkei. And what did I do when I was on the Nikkei? I traded MACD, right? Whenever the MACD flipped is when I entered. And that actually kind of worked for me for a little bit. Yeah, but that was my whole strategy when I traded the Nikkei was the MACD. I was like, it was simple. MACD flipped, entered, right? So then I was like, okay, what if I applied the same thing to this, right? When the MACD flips, you enter. Well, this would have been would have been okay. This would have been good. Let's see what else you have. This would have been good. This would have been good. This would have been good. This would have been, then you get a little bit of chop here, right? That would have been bad. This would have been bad. Wait, what? Oh wait, this would have been good. This would have been bad. So then I was like, okay, what if I used a EMA filter? So I only take trades that are, so I only take long positions above the EMA and short positions below the EMA. Sounds simple. I mean, it's a basic strategy that's out there. So that's what I was thinking. Okay, let's do that. Well, I also included this, right? So let's say, for example, this. So let's say it's green, right? So you get a green here, which would have been this one. Well, you can't take that. Why? Because we're below the moving average. So you might not be able to see it just because of my little character box. You know what? Let's move that little character. 1 second. Okay, so now you can see it. Okay, so this is where we were, right? So you wouldn't be able to take this because it's below. Then you want to look for a continuation. So let's say it's still green and you get another opportunity. You could take this, but still below. Now we get another one. Could you take this one? Yes, because now we're above and it's still green. So you would have taken this one and you could have taken that one. So it cuts out this. You're not taking this. You're not taking this. You're not taking this or that. So you are missing some things, but you're also cutting out some of the noise, right? For example, here, this one you could have taken because it's red and it lines up with being below. So you could have taken that one. This one you couldn't have taken. This one you could not have taken, even though it did change to red right here. It has to be the first one like this, or there has to be a green and then another red, and this would have to stay red. I mean, it seems so simple, but wow, we just dumped right back down below the EMA. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see if there's an entry possibility. I'm seeing that there might be, simply because why not? Yeah. So let's talk about this. Let's look at the right now. So let's just start where we have our signals, right? So we're green. So first we're green here, and but we're still below, and this is still red. So you can't do anything. Then we get a red. So we've already talked about that. So now we get a green, right? But this is not green yet. So we want to wait. Okay, now we have a green brick. You could enter here. Why? Why can you enter here? Because it's the first MACD green brick. So it's the first MACD, and it has to be between 1 and, what did I say? I think I said 1 and 4. So there's technically 2 types of entries. There's the entry upon the first MACD flipping, and then there's the entry that's secondary. For example, this is a secondary entry because it's not the first, so MACD flipped here. This brick is the first. Primary entry, MACD flipped. The brick is green here, so it's the first brick. It's the secondary trade because there's a whole rule in the system. I had to dictate it to Chat GPT like a million times. It was very annoying. So yeah, primary flip start, primary flip end between 1 and 4. That is not an entry. It just gave me a little thing, but it's not, because now it's below. So yeah, that's not an entry. Oh, what happened? Okay, so this strategy is not complicated, but when I say it, it seems complicated. So this might be giving another entry. This might be giving an entry here potentially. But we're gonna focus on explaining the strategy. So the rules for entering. I wonder if I can pull up the Pine editor and like show you the rules for entering. Blah 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 blah. No. Count consecutive. No. Detect. Is this my 2.0? Back flips. Okay. Where am I? Okay. Primary entry. Combine entries. Executive. Why can't I not understand any of that? See, this is why it was so difficult, because imagine trying to have to tell Chat GPT how to write a code. Like, I had to give it so many examples in order for it. Like, there was a whole chat thread, and sometimes I have to why do I feel like I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm scolding Chat as if it was like a child that just won't listen, and it's like, why can't you listen to my requests, please? So where was I going with that? So let's break down the actual strategy and what is happening. So okay, here's what we have. It's honestly very easy, but it sounds, when I say it, it sounds complicated. Okay, let's go back to a day when there wasn't like a million trades. Let's go back to when it consolidated. Let's go here. This is great. This is perfect, because there's a loss. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. This is Monday. There was a loss. Actually, no, this wasn't even within the time frame. There are no trades on Monday. What happened on Monday? Sorry. It's about to get very bright very fast. Monday there were 3 trades, and now there's like 0. So yeah, say less. Okay, so where are the trade entries, right? So here, a primary entry has this criteria. first, the primary entry is based off of the MACD, right? So it's based off the MACD in correlation with the bricks. So for example, this is the first brick that turns the MACD. This is the first time the MACD flips to green. So you want to look at the corresponding brick, which is this one. So when this brick closed up here, this was the very first, this was the very first MACD flip. But this is a non-entry. Why? Because the filter clearly states we have to be above. So let's go to another one. Here, this is where MACD was red and it just flipped to green. Perfect. So we want to look for an entry. And let's check our filter. Are we above? Yes, we are. Okay. So now the range for the Renko bricks is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So any of these bricks, if the MACD turns green, so let's say the MACD was green here, right? You could enter here. If the MACD turned green here, you could enter this one, and this one. But anything after 4, let's say you get to 5, let's say the MACD was red, but when you got here, it turned green, you could not enter. Why? Because we're already 5 bricks into the trend, right? Already 5 bricks in. So you can only enter between 1 and 4. So in this case, it turned green here, and this is the third brick, 1, 2, 3. So you can enter this trade right there. Perfect. That is a primary entry. Why? Because it is the primary or the first MACD flip, right? It's the first MACD flip. That's your primary entry. Let's go find another. Is there one over here? Okay, so this isn't one for a number of reasons. One, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so there's no primary entry. Let's look for a red. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not a primary entry. Let's look right here. Okay, here's one. So wait, maybe not. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a primary entry, right? So this is this is green, right? So then you count them, right, until you get to this. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when it closed here on the 4th break and this just turned red, this is your primary entry. This is a primary entry and it's also below, so it passes our filter. So it's perfect, right? It's literally perfect. So that would be your entry right here. Okay, those are primary entries. Now let's go find some more. Okay, here we're below. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is 4 and it just turned red, the 4th one in this series. But what's the problem? It's not below. It's close, but it's not below, so you wouldn't take that. Okay, so where's another entry? So it just turned green, so you want to look for it to turn red again because we are still below, so you want to look for red. So boom, we have a red right here. So let's count 1, 2, 3, and it just turned red on 3. So your entry is right there. Seems pretty simple. Those are your primary entries. Now what about secondary entries, right? So a secondary entry is this. So let's say we have an entry here, but we couldn't take it because the filter, it was still below the filter, okay? But the MACD has turned red. So now what you want to look for is you want to look for it to turn these bricks to turn green, then to flip back to red. That becomes a secondary entry. So primary means we're looking to the MACD to correlate with this. Secondary means we were looking to this to correlate to the MACD. So let's give some more examples of a secondary entry. So it's still red, even though this changes green, it's still red down here. So then we look for a flip back to red. That's your secondary entry. So now it turns green, but this just turned green too. So now you have your primary entry. So now it's still red, 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 red. This up here turns green, green, but this is still red. You get another red, secondary entry, right? It turns green, but this is still red, so it turns red again. This is red, secondary entry, right? So secondary entries are still good. So let's look here. Okay, so for example, we have 1, 2, 3. So this was 3 and it was right on that line. This is one where you could have entered or you could have not entered. This is one where you have to kind of use your judgment, because this could have gone either way, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, this is a use your judgment one. You could have entered. Let's say you did, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3. Let's say you did. That's your primary entry. But you want to wait. Let's say you missed that or you didn't take it. You can look for a secondary entry as long as this stays red, right? So we get a green, we get a red, secondary entry. We get a green, we get a red, secondary entry. Green to the red, secondary entry. Then we get a green and a green, but it's turning red. But wait, this is green now. So you have no entry, right? So that's the logic, right? Secondary entries, you're looking at this and hoping it correlates with this, right? But primary entries, okay, so let me show you an example of a bad one. So we have a green, right? And it's on 2, right? So it's 1, 2, but problem is it's still below, so we can't take it. Oh no, I can't take it. So what you want to do is you want to wait until you get a red brick, ta-da, and then you get a green brick. This would be a secondary entry, but what's the problem? Now we've entered a chop zone, which you wouldn't be able to see until it started doing this, and then you'd be like, crap. But all of these would have lost. Loss, loss, and loss. All secondary entries, right? So secondary entries aren't optimal. I mean, can't really speak to whether it's optimal or not. Okay, here's an example, right? So this would have been a primary entry if it had been above. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and on the third one we have green. So that's perfect, but we're below, so you can't take it. So you can't take this primary entry. Then you have a potential secondary, but oh, it's still below, so you still can't take it. Then it comes above, you get a red, you get a green, and you get this green. You can take it. It's secondary and it's above. This one is secondary and it's above. So yeah, honestly, I feel like that's a pretty good, decent explanation. It's honestly really simple, and that's the way I was trying to keep it. I didn't want it very complicated. So let's look at where we're at right now. So we had, what was this trade? This is a secondary. Why is a secondary? Because primary would mean it was the first one right here. Secondary is any other flips that happen within something that's already sell heavy or whatever. So this is a secondary entry. What about this one? This is a primary entry. Why? Because it's the first brick that turned green. It's first MACD that turned green. First flip on the MACD. That is a primary entry. Beautiful. So you have a beautiful secondary and a beautiful primary. Now, why don't we have any entries now? Because this one turned red, but where did you get the red? Right here. So it turned red here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's already too many. It could have been, it's close to the line, but I still wouldn't have taken it because it's not below. And also it's on 5 and we use the threshold of 4, so you couldn't have even taken this one. So that is a no-go. Then you have this flip back to green. Can you take anything? No, because this isn't green. So now we have a flip back to red and it's still red. So why can't we take this secondary entry? Because the secondary would have been right here. Could have you? Possibly. It's very close, but no, it's not below. So you couldn't take that one, right? So that's kind of just the way that this strategy works. It filters out a lot of things. So all the things that have to line up, and I don't know why this is on here. It doesn't need to be. Okay. So all the things that have to line up has to be, the MACD has to line up whether or not price is above or below the 50 moving average. This is the 50, right? Whether or not price is below the 50, has to line up. And then also, what was I saying? Yeah, so yeah, the where prices has to line up, MACD has to line up, and the Renko brick colors obviously have to line up. So three very, very simple things. Three very simple things. I thought it was about to give us another possible entry, but let's see, because we have 2 more minutes and then we are done with the stream, and I am not feeling like having to put a loss up in here. Yeah, like I don't want to. Yeah, see, at this point, even if it did turn red again, that would be a second. So here we go. If this flips back to red, secondary entry. Why? Because this would have been primary. Anything after is secondary, right? So I don't want to see a secondary because I don't want to mess up my numbers here. Boop, 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 boop. Basically, all it would do is cancel out yesterday, which was just, I think yesterday was, oh yeah, yesterday was a win-loss. Let me just start typing some stuff out so we can wrap this up ASAP. So today is it's almost November. October, I always put a B for some reason. October 29, Wednesday, trading session. So we had 2 trades. So, for example, if this, it would still count. Okay, so trades, we have we have 2 wins. 2 wins, 0 losses between 7:30 and 8. What time is it? 8:30. Oh, basically 8:30. Okay, we're good. We're golden. That's 400 in win. Sorry, win and 0 in loss. Okay. Why is Wednesday such a long word? Okay, so that is what we have for our journal. Let's come over here and go to the chart journal. Okay, so that's the end of the session right there. So today is Wednesday. We have 2 trades. We have 2 wins. Let's just punch this in. Yeah, we had a 50% yesterday. That was not anything below 66.67 is a loss. Were any of those bad for entries? So we have this one at 47. This one wasn't impossible. I could have entered this one. You saw that. I was hesitating. I was sweating over here. This one I did enter. So we have 2 wins off of 2 trades. So let's pop over here. Our percentage went up a little. Did it? I think so. So our equity curve is up a little, which is good. So yeah, that's at the end of the day, that's only with one. All of these numbers are with one contract. If I upped it to like 2 contracts every time, this number goes up. Like this number doubles in 2 weeks, right? So yeah, imagine making 8,000 in 2 weeks, you know, and that's, yes, you'd still have to lose 6,000, but you'd technically be making what is it, like almost 16,000. Yeah, but I'm not at a point where I can do that. So we need to pass this account. We're literally, what are we? See, I don't want to focus on the money because the second I do, start getting all weird with the trading. But yeah, I mean, we're still about 700 away from passing, so definitely don't want to go off the rails at this point. But I mean, I haven't, so because I mean, as long as I'm not looking at the dollars, because like when I'm trading, I changed the thing to ticks, so when you see it, it'll say like, oh, this many, you're up this many ticks, or you're down this many ticks. It kind of takes the emotion out of being down dollars, because being down dollars is not fun, or you know, being up dollars seems more exciting than being up ticks. ticks, right? So I try to look at ticks instead of dollars. And then also, yeah, just not, because I didn't even see what this number was. I was focused on this, and oh, did this get hit? Okay, this got hit. Okay, you're out, right? Like, that's all I was thinking about. So as long as we just, it's not about, like I said, it's not about the money, it's about showing up. And like I said, thank God that actually went well, because if it didn't, I mean, I wouldn't be devastated, but yeah, I wouldn't be devastated, but it still was, it would still just be a little frustrating, especially when you see the good ones pass you by and then you enter and it's bad. It's just annoying. Like it's just beyond annoying. So yeah, I am done for the day. I'm glad that, you know, the stream went up just fine, because honestly, I didn't think it was gonna work. How many days have we been doing this in a row? That's my question, because I don't think I've ever streamed this many days in a row. Never. Boo 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 boo. 1, 2, 3. Can't count. It's 9. Yeah, 9 days in a row. I've never streamed 9 days in a row. Okay, so this is looking like maybe we watch this for 2 seconds. Let's just watch it. If it creates another brick, this will be a prime. If this is green, this will be a primary. Boom. So there's your primary entry. Now, obviously we're not entering because it's past time, but this is a primary entry right here, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're above, and this just turned green. Primary entry. Kind of want to see if that plays out. I mean, I am not going to be in it, but just want to see. Let's just chill for 2 seconds. Yeah, coach sent us some ab exercises. He said report back to me. What? Oh crap, I didn't do any of these. I'll probably do them. None of these are difficult. 200 mountain climbers. The heck? Okay. Absolutely insane. But yeah, let's see. I would like to see if this actually creates a brick, and then I'm going home. Oh, it did! That's your primary. Boom! So yeah, right here, primary entry, and it was just, like, if it had been one more, we couldn't have entered, but primary entry, boom. But obviously that doesn't count for our numbers because it's past 8:30 and we need to be consistent in our time frames, 7:30 to 8:30. And yes, I have numbers that are slightly off by like a minute, but it's fine. Like, it's actually fine. So I don't think any of the trades actually happened at that time, at like 7:29, but 7:29 is acceptable. What I think the most important, it's not about the exact time, it's about the time frame, right? Because if I pop in at 7:29 or 7:28, that's fine. If I'm popping in at like 7 o'clock, well, that's gonna throw off it's gonna skew the hour time frame. But you see, an hour time frame, only 2 opportunities. There were 2 yesterday as well, but a win and a loss. Today there were 2 and 2 wins. Why did I write 0? 2 wins. Oh, I accidentally put an O instead of a 0. You know, so sometimes we're getting a lot. Like this day, Tuesday, we had 13. Was there like some news? I don't know. We have 9, 13, and 7. Those are our highest, and then we have, you know, we have 5, 4, 3, 2. So yeah, you're not getting a ton, not a ton of opportunities, but enough, right? There's enough opportunities to hit a number like that. Enough opportunities to hit a number like this in 2 in less than 2 weeks. Well, tomorrow it'll be 2 weeks. So for example, if this were to flip back to green, that would be a secondary entry because this would obviously still be green. Um, yeah. So there you have it. That was a primary. This was a primary, and this was a secondary. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Okay, that's all. How long has this been going? An hour? It's perfect. We're like right at an hour.